You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Is pharaoh still existing? As he reborn, resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. Oh, we just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Be like the Israelites believe. We just can't go on this way. So send us another Moses again. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, look around, you'll see the pharaoh mentality ruling universally. Leaders promoting their ego, being a modern pharaoh. Tyrannies they manifest. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So we children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. The poor have to slave night and day for next to nothing pay, so they can't see their way. We don't enjoy equal facility like Pharaoh and company. Brainwashing we say we free. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So the children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on. We just can't go on this way. No, we just can't go on. We just can't go on this way. No, we just can't go on. We just can't go on this way. No, we just can't go on. Oh Lord, why Lord must we suffer like this? You said that you would take care of the poor, just like you did in Egypt. When Pharaoh had the Israelites in bondage, you delivered them. But here again, we are in the same khaki van. We just can't go on this way. We have those modern Pharaohs who oppress the poor, who represents Israel. They confuse us with so much life. even thinking that we will realize. And if we criticize, we could be ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from before. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppressors pay. So the children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to touch them day. Oh, just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go on this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Must we get old and gray? And the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites did it. Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, we just can't go this way. Lord, we just can't make it this way. No, 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 we just can't go this way.
We gotta save it. Oh yeah, my sweet TNT. Oh yeah. We used to sing sweet, sweet Trinidad. To leave here, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those verses we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing. Pundits on each pulpit saying, "Oh, heart and our soul decaying." Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, not bliss. While editorials ask, how did we ever come to this? But so long we hearing, you got to stand up and be counted. But daily we're intimidated. Every day our next witness silence while we recoil from the violence. In our land there is a crisis, broke police, unruly ISIS, while sweet revenge gangs exacting. Police commissioner still acting Trinbago. It's high time we separate the goat from the sheep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to read. While them police busy playing hide and seek. We're facing the world when we had to getting on. We're fighting, making porn. Us schoolgirls, you won't believe. Live MMA, they're pulling weave. Check the vibes, they're living by. Dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado. Mention maestro, they don't know. No morals, no ethics. There is a centrifugal black hole. Lord, we must move quick to wake their conscience and save their soul. So long we've been hearing evil triumphs when good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be frotting, and while church attendance real low. Protest pack plus them casino, while black market prices haggling. Through a port with big guns they smuggling. Spanish women are hot like their music. Saucy salsa, human traffic, Trinbago. We can't wait. The devil making hay while we sleep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. While we look on them as more mothers who weep. We're in the world when we have to reap. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Now the nation's soul has been revealed. How they find Shannon Banfield. Busy street, yes, in our city. Killed by beasts who show no pity. Now there's fear and trepidation. What is happening to our nation? So I pray this one infraction will propel us into action. Trinbago, the time is now. We have to take our country back while these monsters flow. We cannot run from their attack. That is why I'm still saying, time to stand up and be counted. Our young girls, they're being hunted, not for jobs by institutions, but by clubs for prostitution. While from you gas, some arranging on the seas, cargo exchanging in the Gulf, drugs, guns, and women, and the Coast Guard cannot stop them. Trinbago, the time is now. Look how the murder rate leap. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. Before more of our daughters, they put us to sleep. Must stop this world when we have to reap. Time to stand up and be counted. We must defeat this threat they've mounted. We cannot wait for no messiah. Like Nero fiddling through the fire. But while the flames we keep romancing, the grim reaper keeps advancing. Across the land he casts his shadow, flashing victims to the marrow. Trinbago, the time is now. Look how the price we pay in don't steep. While some labor keep. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. We need a fresh new broom for a broad crime sweep. Must stop this world when we have to reap. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I say you get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, or black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, or black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, or black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with that dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. I say you get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that eagle eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. Say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we have to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jabbing, but black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with that dragon eye you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking to get it there easy. He got to practice economy, from getting licks from the slave master to become the landowner. Brother, it's a terrible journey, back with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, At times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover, 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 cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover, 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 the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover, cover, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, 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 cover me, cover me, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how
Welcome to Sunday Talk Politics. Let's talk politics. I am your host this evening, Uncle Tommy. Professor Wall Street may be joining us sometime, but for the most part, he's pretty much booked and taken up with other matters today. Um, I'm supposed to be joined by Miss Aisha Wells. You guys know her as the Queen of Talk. I haven't seen her yet, but till then, we can talk. The number here is 973-609-6509. I must say, this evening we were joined first by Mr. Intellectual in the chat. Let me explore the chat to see who else is in there because I moved away from it for a little bit. Yeah, we have quite a few people in the chat already. Of course. Let me get it in order, and then we can talk some more. First was Mr. Intellectual. Then we had Ms. Rampasad. Then we had Miss James, Kizzy James. Then we had Volsang. We have quite a few people in the chat here already because there's a lot going on in Trinidad today, especially with our commissioner, police commissioner, our head cop, which I call a complete distraction. Welcome, Anderson Wilson. Lisa, welcome to the chat. Welcome to Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics. Bisram, as usual, is in here. Welcome, Bisram. I'm not going to go through reading all the information. I'm just going to acknowledge who's in here. Bolsang. Arjun. That's Capitan. Well, we're loaded up with chat. But there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening. And me personally, I believe it's a distraction. It's a major distraction what has been going on with the police commissioner. That's what I describe that as. I think there are much more important issues that needs to be addressed that haven't been addressed. And this police commissioner issue is one of those things that has been put in place to divert attention because it's rather coincidental that just about the same time that the police commissioner issue came up, it was right after the Privy Council made a ruling and made a recommendation that we investigate the Minister of Finance. All these things are distractions to what really matters most. I know it's carnival time, and carnival time is a time when people are very festive and they don't want to really be bothered too much with politics. But politics is an ongoing situation that happens every single day, and you cannot ignore it. We must face the fact that every aspect of life is politically driven. every single aspect. The food you eat, the water in your tap, every single thing that you do is political, whether you want to face it or not. So it is what it is. Something that came up this week that really hit me for six was the fact that Jamaica, who don't have a drop of oil, is now selling us fuel in Trinidad. And they saw it fit to have on their soil a refinery that's operational. Yet we, with still a little bit of oil and gas, closed our refinery and are trying to get a sale for our refinery. As a matter of fact, the refinery in Jamaica is being called. Let me play this so that John Public could hear what's going on. You all will tell me what you think.
Jamaica exporting fuel oil to Trinidad?
For the first time ever, Jamaica Petrojam is exporting fuel to Trinidad and Tobago. And to that we're looking to a million barrels of fuel oil, valued at about 90 million US.
Did he just say 1 million barrels? That's Telroy Morgan, the general manager at Petrojam, Jamaica's oil refinery. Now, Jamaica actually doesn't produce oil, but Trinidad does. So this announcement took me completely by surprise. But apparently, Petro-Trin has been down since like 2019.
Trinidad, who has oil, their refinery shuttered about 6 years ago, and so they have been importing. But over those many years, Petrojam has been trying to get in, so to speak, and it has finally happened.
Well, that explains Trinidad's foreign exchange issues. They produce oil, but they don't refine it anymore, so they're exporting it raw and about to buy it back refined from Jamaica. Apparently, this batch is some special marine fuel, though.
It's a fuel mainly for marine vessels, tankers.
But still, the optics. In my opinion, this signals a power shift in CARICOM, which has been at least 10 years in the making. And that's probably why, according to Telroy, this deal took so long. I think Trinidad didn't want to do it. Now, Trinidad and Jamaica have always been competitors, and the Trinis are going to hate me for saying this, but these last 10 years, Trinidad's economy has been on the decline, while Jamaica has been improving. One of the major issues with doing business in Jamaica, especially for manufacturers, has always been the high cost of energy. Trinidad has always had that advantage. But are the roles now reversing? Remember my Taking Stock interview with Marla Dukaran? She's an economist from Trinidad who was explaining their foreign exchange issues.
The energy sector has not been earning the kind of foreign currency that it used to, say, let's say back in the 70s, 80s, even back up to 2013. We're earning a lot less now for a couple of reasons. One is the international price of these commodities, but also because of our production being very weak.
Wow, this really explains a lot. And then, of course, you have the new kid on the block when it comes to oil, Guyana. They're exporting barrels by the millions now, to the point where their government is literally giving away money to babies.
Our government will provide a one-off grant of $100,000 for every newborn baby born in Guyana to a Guyanese mother.
And you can see the conversions here. That's about 75 KJMD, 3,200 TTD, or 477 US dollars. Must be nice. By the way, Guyana doesn't have a refinery either, so that's also an opportunity for Jamaica and Petrojam. Anyway, to wrap this all up, the power dynamics in CARICOM are changing. As investors in this region, you need to make note of these shifts so you can spot the opportunities and the risks. And that's the bottom line. Follow our business page at Money Media JA for more content like this, and subscribe to the newsletter at getmoneynews.com. That's getmoneynews.com. Comment newsletter and I'll send you the link. Let's get this money.
Let's get this money.
Yes, as we see, this is let's get this money. But you can call in if you have anything to say, if you want to add any value to the show today. The number to call in is 973-609-6509. That's 973-609-6509. I'm awaiting ISHA. Thus far, I haven't seen her, but I hope she'll join me sooner than later on this Sunday politics. Let's talk politics. Meanwhile, I'll tell you, I'll play you a crazy. No, I could play you a gypsy, because when we really think about what's going on in Trinidad, especially today, it really seems like the devil is running the land. I don't know if you want to agree or disagree with me, but the way things are, it couldn't be the master in charge, because the Ola Christopher issue is one that's going to wind up costing taxpayers a pretty sum, because it's all a smoke screen. That's my opinion. Because she, honest to Christ, anybody really feel Ola's guilty of anything? Right from the start, I saw it as a diversionary tactic, and I still believe it, and I would express why I feel that way, and I continue to feel that way. I don't think she did anything that warranted her being arrested. I think it's a power play with the arrest, and also a political diversionary tactic, so that the attention that was warranted to be placed on the financial matters were diverted to a security breach, which seems to be all a joke. This is my opinion. Not Wall Street's, it's my opinion. If anybody feels different or disagree with me, they can call in and express their view. Meanwhile, I'll play a song. I'll play a gypsy.
Oh, yes. Somebody help. Come and put a hand. Come and wipe away the blight and see what the plight that befall the man of this land. What's going on here? I would like to know why the whole world is in a turmoil. So it look as if we fire God from the job and give the work to the Beelzebub. Man, the devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The people have the devil I can understand. The devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The people have a devil I can understand. Like if Satan in control of running the land. Hey man, oh man. It's only wars and rumors of wars. Incurable disease go from sea to seas and they happen without a cause. Strange phenomena now happen everywhere. The callousness of this world has the world in fear. Politics and weaponry have taken its toll. They have the whole world out of control. Man, the devil have a hand in the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. It don't happen here, well I can understand like it. Oh yes man, the devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The thing going on here, well I can understand like it. Satan in control of running the land. Oh man. Get at ease, we turn to religion, but then in our quest to do our best, we end up in real conflict.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, good evening, or good afternoon, Uncle Tommy. Let me just go, because there are two things I want to just discuss quickly. I was calling in to deal specifically with the issue with Mrs. Christopher, and it's very dangerous. But before I start that, let me just briefly comment on the Petrojam. And as I told you, I'll continue to say, Carmen Burt, Keith Rowley, Stuart Young, deceased Franklin Khan, and I'm calling out Vishnu Dan Paul, who is the ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago, the permanent secretary of Trinidad and Tobago's finance department before he retired and he's in England. These guys have no clue in terms of finance. They are wrecking our country. I'm sorry to say it, because again, here it is. In 2019, just before the local government elections, Professor Walsh, who is not here today as yet, and folks and Uncle Tommy, these guys messed up. I am saying it. Here it is. $1 billion, which are 1 billion US, could have been earned by Trinidad and Tobago if Keith Rowley, the person who, the geologist, who says he knows everything, as well as Stuart Young, his mini-me, and Carl Imbud,
Yes, sir.
knew what they were doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you have to get an investment bank to come in, right, Uncle now. Tommy. Are you hearing me, Uncle Tommy?
Yeah, me and you financial guru. Go ahead.
Yeah, you need an investment bank to come in and give proper advice. So as a consequence of their 750 million debacle, because they didn't take the patriotic offer, and I dare anybody to come and tell me what I'm saying is not true, because I told people I worked intimately with Petrotrin for the financial institution for almost a decade, so I know what I'm saying, right? And here it is, that deal, 750 million was offered through Citibank, and Carl Imbud refused to take it because he didn't understand finance. He didn't understand the principle of what is called leverage finance. He didn't understand the principle of what is called debt subordination, and as a result, this is where we're going. We have to import 90 million US. That's 400 and almost $500 million, right? And we don't know what's going to happen with this Scotiabank, and Vishnu Dan Paul is back there advising. We don't know what the assets, that asset that were refinery, we don't know what they will yield, because the same connection with Rowley's chairman of Trinidad Petroleum Holding Limited, which is his legal advisor, is saying that might go at dollars on the pennies on the dollar. So 1 billion US we could have been earning for the last 4 or 5 years if that refinery was set up and they understand structured finance. But that's not the reason I'm calling Uncle Tommy. The reason I'm calling is you made the point with regards to Mrs. Ola Christopher, and it's very, very troubling, because these guys are going to cost Trinidad and Tobago. Uncle Tommy, I am not a legal professional as yet. When I mean, I'm not an officer of the court. I don't have my legal degree yet, but I practice law. You know what I'm saying? I practice law.
Go ahead, yeah.
I'm in federal court, I'm in state court. I have done this. And one of the things people have to understand, if you are a legal officer, you have to understand the principles of, with law, it comes down to reasoning, You have to have logic. You have to have the understanding of the law itself. And you have to apply case law, whether it is in America or whether it's under British common law, which Trinidad and Tobago falls. So here it is, Uncle Tommy. Mrs. Susan, what's her name? The Deputy Commissioner, the person who seized Brent Thomas. Look at the troubling intent here. What's going on? Seized Brent Thomas from Barbados with no extradition papers, Uncle Tommy, none whatsoever. Get a jet, right? Have a warrant. They don't even know you have a warrant. It's signed off by what they call it, a JP.
Right.
Jump on a plane, take up Brent Thomas. Now comes here with Miss Ulla Christopher because they wanted to possibly get Mr. Gary Griffith. Now here it is, this intent here. And I just want to read quickly why I'm so upset, because it's going to cost us money.
Absolutely.
And Christopher, Kamala, Elder, and it's Elder, don't play. She is an attack. You see, when they say attack dog, she's a defense attack dog. She know the law, man.
Exactly. She's doing
something, Tommy.
Yeah.
There's two things here. I'm going based on research. Whoever put Miss Susan Martin up to this didn't do their homework, and it's going to cost Trinidad and Tobago taxpayers. And I don't want to make no aspersions, but you realize everybody have PIP. You realize the Attorney General, he has PIP, he ain't seen a thing. You realize he probably the chairman of the National Security Advisory Board, whatever it is. He has PIP, right? You realize Fitzgerald Hines gone silent, right? You realize that, right? But
of course.
In Trinidad and Tobago, I want to read this. Gary Griffith had indicated, they say he was talking, I listened carefully. Gary Griffith, former COP, said that Mrs.
Christopher
made an administrative error. Under British common law, you have something called intent. But before I get to that, I want to just read it quickly because I have to say it. You have to speak out and you have to show these guys up because they're not doing the job that they're supposed to, and they are not researching, and they don't even understand the law. Who put Mrs. Martin up to arresting supposedly Miss Christopher? But here's what it says. In Trinidad and Tobago, and if anybody is listed, any legal luminaries, I'm not just a legal luminary. I don't pretend to. But one of the things I have learned when my cousin Ho was an assistant DA in the top one and worked for the American government, he told me when he was advising me, you have to do certain things. You have to go and research. You have to go and look at the law. You have to consult. None of these guys are doing it because it's a distraction. But here, I want to point this out. In Trinidad and Tobago, the importation of prohibited weapons, including automatic, you hear what I'm saying, and sniper rifles, is regulated by the Firearms Act of Chapter 1601 and the Customs Act 1781. Now, here's what it says. The head of the Defense Force in Trinidad and Tobago, the Chief of Defense Staff, may be authorized. You hear what it says?
May be authorized
to import prohibited weapons, including automatic and sniper rifles, but only under specific circumstances. What are the approvals required? I'm not making this up. This is in the law. The Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, who has a tip in his mouth, the minister must grant approval for the weapons of prohibited, importation of prohibited weapons. 2, the Commissioner of Police. The Commissioner may also need to provide approval or clearance for the importation of prohibited weapons. And she can do that. Laws and regulations. I'm going through this because I want people to see knowledge is power. And what Rowley, Dr. Rowley, we call him by his proper name, Dr. Rowley, Stuart Young, Reginald Amore, all of them, they pray Fitzgerald Hines. They talk. So they talk sometimes with butterfly language because they think people wouldn't check them. but it has people out here who are concerned. We will check them. The laws and regulations, the following laws and regulations apply to the importations of prohibited weapons. Firearms Act 61 regulates the possession, use, and importation of firearms, including prohibited weapons. The Customs Act 17801 regulates the importation of goods, including prohibited weapons. There's a reason why I'm pointing this out. 3. Strategic Trade Act 14-03 regulates the importation and exportation of strategic goods, including prohibited weapons. Penalties. Now, they said they arrested her. Remember, we were going through arrest and detainment, right?
That's right.
To comply with the laws and regulations governing the importation, criminal charges under the Firearms Act, Customs Act, or Strategic Trade Act, fines and penalties imposed by the court or relevant authorities. Seizure of goods. In summary, the head of the defense force in Trinidad may be authorized to import the prohibited weapons, including automatic and sniper rifles, with the required approvals from either the Minister of National Security and the Commissioner of Police. Why am I pointing it out? The reason I'm pointing it out is Mrs. Harewood, Christopher, gave an approval to the head of the SSA, and I'm going to point this out now. The SSA, under the Trinidad law, is not, it's according to Mr. Griffith, is a civilian organization. But the rifles were required for whom? It was required for the defense force. Automatic weapons and sniper rifles are required. Because remember 1990?
That's right.
If you have that, if you have a sniper rifle, then all could fall down, right? So whoever was directing Mrs. Deputy Commissioner Martin didn't understand this. And here's the question. In Trinidad and Tobago, the head of the strategic, this is a question. In Trinidad and Tobago, these are legal queries, which I go on a case, a law case query. That's what I do. In Trinidad and Tobago, the head of the Strategic Services Agency may be authorized to import prohibited weapons under special circumstances. I'm not making it up, but only with the required approvals and in compliance with the relevant laws of Trinidad and Tobago. Here's what it says. Approvals required. Minister of National Security. The minister must grant approval for the importation of the prohibited weapons. Who the weapons for? Was it for Mr. Owner to sell it to some private citizen? It wasn't for the SSA, Uncle Tommy. It was for the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. And I am sure the Defense Force head was aware of this because they would have had to make the request to the SSA. Prime Minister, in some cases, the Prime Minister may approve, also need to provide approval for clearance. 3. Other relevant authorities, depending on specific circumstances, other authorities such as the Commissioner of Police, you see, it keeps going back to the Commissioner, Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Defense Staff, okay, wanted the weapons for who? For the Defense Force, not for the SSA. We also need to provide approval for clearance. Special circumstances. The head of the SSA may be authorized to import prohibited weapons under special circumstances. 1. National security. Uncle Tommy and everyone listen again. If the importation of prohibited weapons is deemed necessary for national security purposes, you have to get it.
That's
You
right.
can't have a Trinidad army without a sniper rifle.
Of course.
That's joking, Uncle Tommy.
Of course. You know, right from the start, I recognized that this whole thing was a red herring.
It's a status. So number 2, counter-terrorism. Uncle Tommy, I was in, before I migrated, I was right in the heart of the business in 1990, July 27th, I think, 1990, where the police absconded and left, and it was the Defense Force come in. What do you think they needed? You think they could have used bolt action rifle or weapons? They needed sniper rifles.
Absolutely.
And none of these guys who ever put Mrs. Martin up to this thought of this. Number 3, special operations. If the importation of prohibited weapons is necessary for special operations such as hostage rescues 1990, July 27th, the Muslim insurrection or high-risk arrest. Rules and regulations. I'm coming to the end, Uncle Tommy, but bear with me, because I'm coming to the most important part with regards to Mrs. Christopher. Laws and regulation. The importation of prohibited weapons by the head of the SSA must comply with the relevant laws and regulations. And I am sure Major Roger Best probably did that. Firearms Act 1601 regulates the possession, use, and importation of firearms, including prohibited weapons. 2, Customs Act. Because remember, he had to go to the broker. You remember the broker, the Hadid guy, who went in with Lala, he went to put the police headquarters. So he culpable. He would have had to go through doesn't follow the Customs Act, I most believe so. 7801 regulates the importation of goods including prohibited weapons. 3, strategic trade act 14-03 regulates the importation and exportation for strategic goods including prohibited weapons. Penalty for non-compliance. Now here's where it gets crazy. Failure to comply with the laws and regulations governing the importation of prohibited weapons can result in 1, criminal charges under the Firearms Act, Customs Act, or Strategic Trade Act. Fines and penalties imposed by the authorization of relevant authorities, and 3, seizure of goods. Are you going to seize the rifles for the defense force? Where is non-behavior, misbehavior? This is what he said Mrs. Erla Christopher did. Now, I try to support Miss Erla, right, with respect. She's a nice woman, but she's above her head. But the fact is, she's been vilified as a scapegoat, collateral damage for other things, right? Do you see any of that with non-behavior, misbehavior in public office?
Not at all.
Mrs. Fenton was instructed to come up with, right? But none of these, were being issued against Mrs. Christopher. Now, here's the last part.
Yeah, we are at the top of the hour. We are at the top of the hour. You want to?
Okay, so Uncle Tommy, I could hold on because I just want to finish this because this is the most important part. So I could hold on, and it's not going to take more than 2 minutes to finish off. So,
Okay, hold on. Let me go to the top of the hour.
No problem.
Yeah, well. Yes.
My daughter told her before I turned it back on, but I called it this morning.
Yeah, because I have the financial guru on right now.
Oh, it's still on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But it's just you're going to take 2 calls, man. And maybe you can only take 1 call.
Yeah, it's only taking one at a time.
Okay,
I have Miss Wells in the background. Let me bring her in and go to the top of the hour.
Tommy, let me know when you're ready for that, just to finish off, sir.
Yeah, just hold on.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Let me get this right. It was.
yeah, I just said she was coming in already.
Yeah, she's in right now. I'm just trying to get. I'm frozen a bit. I'm just trying to get unstuck right now.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I am.
Okay, all right.
Why am I having problems? Aisha, just hold on with me for a second, please. Just hold on for a quick second. Let me see, why is this thing acting up? I'm just like stuck here. It wouldn't.
So you need me to come out?
Yeah, come out.
All right.
Call me back.
I'll call you back because I just want to finish off, and then what I will do is, because I had to go somewhere, that's why I try to call in. Let me come out. I'm coming out.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome, Aisha. Aisha, welcome. I'm not hearing you. Turn up. Is your mic muted? Aisha, you're talking, but I'm not hearing you. Make sure your mic is on. This is Sunday Talk Politics on WZYE 95.5 FM in New Jersey. Yeah, 95.9 FM in New Jersey. This is WZYE. Aisha, you let me add you back. WZYE.
Hello, Mr. Tony. Someone select your WhatsApp now working on it.
It's not working right.
Yeah, WhatsApp, because I tried to call on WhatsApp and it was
Yeah, Mr. Florida.
yeah, so I said someone like your WhatsApp now working properly.
Aisha, come back in.
Hello, Mr. Tommy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I see your WhatsApp like is not working. I'm trying to call, but it's only saying call and it's not ringing. So that's why I call you direct.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
Yeah. So I just called it to that because I see on the chat there some of them say they're trying to get in WhatsApp. All right, Mr. Tony.
All right. I'm just having a little technical issue. I'm here.
All right.
WZYE.
Me now, Uncle Tommy, are you hearing me now?
I can hear you.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Aisha.
Great. How are you, Uncle Tommy? How are you?
I'm quite good. I'm little bit of struggling with some of the techniques here, but I'll get sooner than later I'll get it all sorted out.
Great. Thank
You know
so
it
much
is.
for me.
But thank you for coming in, and it's a pleasure to see you here in Sunday Talk Politics.
Let me say good afternoon to your listeners and those of you on the chat. I'm seeing you guys in the comment section. The views up today, man. 101 viewers. Good to see you guys. Good evening to Caribbean Soul, Patricia Reed, Nadira Volsang. Good evening to Liza. Is that Liza? Cool Runner, Michael. How you doing, Michael? CPT Singh, how are you? Mova Defender, Kunji, KFC, big up yourself, each and every one of you. So, there is a lot to discuss, Uncle Tommy. While I was
you're telling me there's a lot.
While I was cooking in the background, I was listening to the video that you guys played with the fact that Trinidad and Tobago is now importing natural gas from Jamaica.
Refined gas.
Refined from Jamaica fuel. So basically, we reached the bottom of the barrel, Uncle Tommy.
Well, that was only a matter of time.
Up to now, still do not have an answer as to why they closed Petrotrin. Closing of Petrotrin would have cost us a lot of problems, and nobody wants to talk about it. You know, it's become taboo to discuss. And I can't help but wonder, with the closing of Petrotrin, the fact that we are importing refined gas, you know, from Jamaica, and we're paying for it in US. Do you know that we have a serious US shortage in Trinidad, Uncle Tommy?
Absolutely. But
you can't even go to the money in US. How are they paying for it? 90 million US, according to the video.
None of this is surprising. I said none of this surprises me because I knew it was only a matter of time before things start going totally south. We had that's an error. But we had an offer from the OWTU, whatever they call themselves. They should have been allowed to take ownership of that outfit. But they know those who are in control know they didn't want.
Up to today, I am still convinced that the country was under a spell when we were going through that entire process of closing down Petrotrin. I remember it was not even a talking point on the major news. While the OWTU was walking from Gasparillo to Port of Spain, people were stooping, you know, people were upset, and I'm thinking to myself, this is serious, and we sat there and allowed it to happen, and now look where we are.
The biggest problem in Trinidad and Tobago is Port Estate chopping the ball, not edifying the public and making them conscious and aware so that they can stand up to the government when they do the wrong thing. That's the biggest issue. The Port Estate, they're a joke.
Correct is right. And then we also have the issue of the police commissioner. Are you paying attention to what's happening there?
Oh, that's been as far as I'm concerned, that has been a distraction right from the start. They taking advantage of that poor woman. They bringing that woman more stress and distress than she could ever deal with. But at the end of the day, I'm glad she took a good lawyer, Pamela, who's gonna make sure that she gets paid for her stress.
Yeah, but who's going to have to pay the bill, Uncle Tommy? Are we thinking about that?
The taxpayers have to pay it because the taxpayers are not holding the citizenry, holding the government feet to the fire. When this happened, the first thing I said was, this is a distraction from the fact that the focus should be on the Minister of Finance for that $2.7 billion shortfall.
Christopher last night on the news, and the only thing Ulla is not doing is breaking down and crying. And I'm like, how did you get yourself in this position, you know? And the thing about politics, Tommy, and politician friend, is when the friendship bust up it.
You see, it's not real politics, it's politics. That's what's going on, because at the end of the day, Ulla, she's a pawn in the whole setup.
It's a shame that it's on the doorstep of her retiring, and now you're retiring with this whole debacle hanging over your head. You know, we have to get Trinidad to a place where we do not have political appointees or political interference in these public offices, so we don't end up in situations like this, you know?
She's going to get compensated at the end of the day. Yeah, the taxpayer has to pay for it, but that's what the taxpayer gets for putting irresponsibility in higher office and not moving them when you can.
It's sad. It is very, very sad. So I know you were in the middle of taking calls, so let you continue to take your calls. We're going to vibe as we move our way down to 4 p.m. Give them the numbers because it's not on the screen for first-time persons looking on.
Yeah, I have the financial guru calling me back. So
okay,
let's hear what let him finish. Yeah, Mr. Finance.
Hello.
Yeah, finish. Yeah, finish up.
Yeah, I just wanted to finish off because I say this is the most important part, Uncle Tommy. And good afternoon to Miss Wells, Isha Wells.
Hi.
Every day, every week, it's an issue with the Rowley administration, Dr. Rowley, Keith Rowley administration. But the last part I want to point out, and I say, anybody can buy me, but I am known as a people. I am not a lawyer yet, but I am no bush lawyer. I'm not a bush lawyer, meaning I just don't talk out of my head. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to get consultation before I go in court. In America, pro se, that means you represent yourself.
Right.
And you attack other people when you have clients, because I have clients. And sometimes they say the lawyers are donkey. But here's the last part I want to point out before I go. And this is what pertains to Miss Christopher, and which Miss Pamela Elder, sharp as a tack, you understand, will cause the Rowley into trouble. Look at the pattern. See the pattern with Brent Thomas? Who authorized Miss Martin to jump on an impact plane to go to Barbados and sequester a man who was going to Miami? And no extradition papers, no proper warrant, no proper contact.
Kidnap him.
No protections for the witness, no extradition papers. You realize Mr. Pitt, the National Security, who's a lawyer, who's a police, he ain't saying nothing. What about the investigation? What about transparency? You're seeing the same patterns here. But let me just point out this last important things, which these guys are not thinking. Explain the legal principle of intent. This is a query I did on a law, so I can let people know. I use a law query case to get the answers, and I'm going to consult. Explain the legal principle of intent in British common criminal law. You have civil law and you have criminal law. Who do we go to in Trinidad and Tobago? So the last part of the last 15 decades, the Privy Council. Explain its relevance. This is the question I ask. In someone importing prohibited weapons, utilizing, according to what Mr. Gary Griffith said, a wrong administrative procedure or a plausible mistake. Provide any case law when this occurred and where the defendant was not found guilty. This is in British common law. I want to repeat, So here's what it says. In British common criminal law, the legal principle of intent, also known as mens rea, M-E-N-S-R-E-A, refers to the mental state of a person who commits a crime. That's what they were allegations, and they said they arrested her, and they went to Roger Gaspar. That's what they say, yeah? It involved the person's intention, knowledge, or recklessness. See the three elements in relation to the commission of the offense. This is the types of intent. There are several types of intent in British common criminal law. Direct intent. The person intends, Mrs. Urla intended to commit the crime. Oblique intent. What is oblique? That means if it's not clear, if it's opaque. The person intends to commit an act that may lead to the commission of a crime. 3, reckless intent. The person is aware of the risk of committing a crime, but proceeds anyway. Every 3 elements.
Yep.
This is Martin, whoever the legal advisor was. Did they sit down and discuss these things? No. I would say relevant and important prohibited weapons. In the context of importing prohibited weapons, the principle of intent is crucial. If a person imports prohibited weapons using incorrect administrative procedures or makes a mistake, the court will consider whether they had the requisite intent to commit the offense. So let me ask you this, and everyone, and Ms. Wells and Uncle Tommy, and who's ever listening, who the weapons were for? The weapons were for the defense force. And I just pointed out.
We're hearing, 1 minute, we're hearing that the weapons were for the
Hold for a minute. Let Aisha want to make a comment. Go ahead, Aisha.
Yes, go ahead.
So we're hearing weapons were for the purchase of the facility. That's what we're hearing.
Say that again.
So we're hearing.
Could you, because I'm listening to my phone, could you just translate what she said? Because I'm not hearing her well.
He's not hearing clearly.
Uncle Tommy,
yes.
Could you just repeat what she said? So, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Because I'm not in my office, I'm in my car, and I can't put on the YouTube and the phone, so I'm listening through the phone. So could you just translate what Ms. Wells said to me?
Okay. Aisha, say that again, please.
So
say that again. Okay.
What I'm saying is that we're hearing the purchase of the firearms were for the SSA. The SSA is a civilian entity that works parallel to
no, Ms. Wells. I gotta stop you there. No, Ms. Wells. The SSA is a civilian, yes. But I'm saying intent. Mr. Best, if you go back and you look at the facts, the weapons were not for the SSA, man. The weapons were for the defense force. The SSA was the conduit going to get it to Miss Urla, Christopher. And I just pointed out earlier, if you go back, and I don't want to take up too much time, that there are special provisions that a civilian entity can get permission to import the prohibited weapons, which is either automatic weapons or sniper rifles. So I'm saying again, the purpose of intent has to be, I've met the three, you have direct intent, oblique intent, and reckless intent. What was the intent of purchase? The intent of purchase wasn't for the SSA. This is why whoever was advising, I say again, Mrs. Martin, DCP Martin, didn't understand that principle. Because if there was any sort of nefarious oblique way of importing the goods, which were illegal, it means the Customs Brokerage Act would have been abrogated. It means the gun dealer, Mr. Hadid, who walked in with Lala, was let go. This is the issue of an administrative error or mistake. Mrs. Christopher was not purchasing allowing these arms to be held by an aspiring civilian, such as possibly they're making allegations against Mr. Young, the next Prime Minister in waiting, right? That's what your opposition is saying. This shows the issue of intent. So along the line, there was probably an administrative error. That's what Mr. COP before McDonald Jacob and before Mrs. Christopher Gary Griffith was talking about on the phone line. It was probably an administrative error, but I'm pointing out here as well that actually, that although the SSA, it could be argued, is a civilian, supposedly a civilian authority administration, there is under the ambit of the Trinidad and Tobago law to get permission, because it's not going to Major Roger Best. They're not going to use it. It's going under the defense head, who would also have to make the request and say, yes, hey, who's the head of the defense? I forget his name now. Yeah. I don't know if Mr. Christopher did that. Hey, you need these two rifles? Yeah. Okay. I sent it through Mr. Best. Okay, no problem. And she signed off. And the part that Mr. Griffith talks about, Ms. Wells and Uncle Tommy, is that unfortunately, the COP that we have now is not in the laws of Trinidad and Tobago, and she does not have the legal counsel because she thought probably in error it was good. It was ending up in the defense forces' hands and not a private civilian. So I just want to lay out one last thing, Mrs. Wells and Uncle Tommy, and I ask anybody in Trinidad and Tobago, so go and check what I'm saying, because you see, again, this is the Browsy administration. They talk to the top of the air, and they talk sometimes a lot of nonsense, and they communicate nonsense to the Trinidad and Tobago citizens. And unfortunately, I never vote for the PNM. I tell Uncle Tommy and you, Mrs. Wells, I come from a PNM family. I have sisters up here who will vote memory for the PNM. Don't despite what I say, but I am for country first. And if I have to pay the price for it, so be it. Because I am fed up of these people doing these things over and over and over again. And there's no recourse for these guys. So the last thing I want to point out, this is the case law. I want people to understand reasoning, logic, inference, understanding the law, and looking at what the case law says. So if they go up the Privy Council, to the Privy Council, they're going to refer to the case law. What happened? Here it was. Here's what it says. A relevant case law example is, and I have served 3 or 4, RV Lambert 2001, UKHL 37. The defendant, a customs broker, was charged with importing prohibited weapons. He claimed that he had made an honest mistake in completing the customs forms. The House of Lords held that the defendant's mistake was not sufficient to establish the necessary intent to commit the offense. The court emphasized that the prosecution, Mrs. DCP Martin, I keep hitting Mrs. DCP Martin, I wanted to listen. The court emphasized that the prosecution must prove that the defendant intentionally, Mrs. Christopher, was intentionally or recklessly imported the prohibited weapons. In this case, the defendant was found not guilty because that the court accepted that he made an honest mistake and did not have what we're coming back to, the requisite intent to commit the offense. And let me just leave this one. Other relevant cases illustrate the importance of intent in British common law. You see, I keep saying British common criminal law because this would be appealed most likely all the way up to the British Council.
Yep.
Arthur B. Caldwell, 1982, Act 341, established the concept of reckless intent. What was here with recklessly intent? Those 2 sniper rifles, although it was passed to a civilian organization, headed by the SSA head, former SSA head with Sir Roger Best. It was going to the Defense Force. Established a concept of reckless intent. R.V. Woodland, 1990, 4AIER103, clarified the meaning of intent in the context of murder. These cases demonstrate the significance of the principle of intent in British common law, and it is relevant in cases involving the importation of prohibited weapons. Punto final. So, what am I saying? I believe that when Mr. Gaspard looked at everything, that's the person who, the director of public prosecutions, because remember, I listened to when DCP Martin and DCP Benjamin and the others, and they had some legal guy, Mr. Ali, Corporal Ali. I listened to them. Was she arrested? Was she detention? All of these things. But the fact is, when Ms. Elliott sat down most likely with with Christopher, they realize they do have a case, just like Brent Thomas. And that is going to cause them.
Thank you so much, Financial Guru. Let's get some other callers on the inside. Thank you.
Millions of dollars.
All right, let's take another one.
With Jairanti Ramdas. We should be and call invert with the 2.5 billion Port Tobago ANR expansion. And in 2019, prior to COVID, only 19,000 passengers passed through Tobago, and we don't have lift capacity. It's going to cost us about 2.5 billion. These are the things Hope Creek, Dr. Rowley was and Manning right? But you calling out the boy Connor on the Tobago airport. You calling him out. You calling him out with a same petroleum refinery that he.
Thank you, caller. Let's give someone else a chance. You've been going on a pretty long while. Uncle Tommy, you there? Hello?
Mrs. Professor, I am closed off here because I was put somewhere, but somebody has to talk out. If nobody talks, then who's going to do it? I have to do it, you have to do it, I have to do it, Thomas, you have to do it, and those who have the willing and the gumption to do it, we must do it.
Thank you.
I will depart with this. You have any questions for me, and Ms. Wells, before I go?
No,
I think you have said quite a bit, and you have made yourself lucidly clear.
Thank you so much. And I'm glad you gave me to say this because I feel strongly about this, man. Our country is going down a road that if we don't make the course correction, we are heading in most likely in the next 10 years, failure status. And we have to try. We have to try. Have a good afternoon, folks.
Same to you. Thank you. Thank you. We have another call.
Some callers inside.
Aisha, what you got to say, babe?
We have a lot of callers waiting to get in. Let's get some callers on the inside.
Aisha. Go ahead, Aisha.
Are you hearing? Let's get some callers on the inside. A lot of people waiting to get in. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yeah, I'm hearing you clearly.
Great. A lot of callers
I'm having problems with.
Let's get them in.
I'm having problems with. Callers. Go ahead and call. Let's see what's going on here. The phone ain't working like it's supposed to, but I'm managing as best as I can.
Sure, you keep coming in and off of the screen as well. You're breaking up quite a bit. You're fuzzy on the screen.
Yeah, I realize that. Go ahead, Aisha.
I hear the phone ringing, so I'm wondering if you're going to take the call.
Yes, I am taking the call.
Perfect.
God blessings come to see you guys. I decided to improve you totally. I must say.
Thank you so much.
So, you're welcome.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we talk about we don't know this is a smoke screen, smoke and mirrors, distraction, showing the money, the price of money for campaign. We don't know that. So the question I had to ask, we see in the global market there's a trade war. I would like you guys' opinion. What you think this global trade war will have effect on Trinidad? Because we don't know the cost of food prices up in America and all over the world. So what say you guys about Trinidad now? Because the cost of living is extremely high in Trinidad. So what's going to be happening with the trade war? Look on this.
Well,
Aisha, you want to take the question?
I didn't hear the question. He was coming and going. But with
He
all
wants to
that,
know.
sorry, go ahead.
He wants to know what do we think is going to happen with the cost of food in Trinidad based on the situation.
Based on what situation? You broke up a bit.
With all that, he's saying that there's a global crisis as far as prices are concerned, food prices.
And I think it's going to get a lot higher. But as we continue to look at what's happening locally, I see the president of DOMA came out and made a very strong statement, and I want to share it with you and the listeners. In today's Sunday Express, story by Kim Boodram, posted to the site 9 hours ago, says uncertainty creating concern. DOMA and TNT Chamber call for focus amid SOE and arrest of Top Cop. An eventful start to 2025, including the announcement of government's leadership changes, and last Thursday's arrest of the Commissioner of Police has fostered uncertainty among citizens and the business community, and should be publicly addressed by the relevant authorities, the Downtown Owners and Merchants Association said. And the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce have called on the nation to stay focused and solutions-oriented. In a telephone interview on Friday afternoon, DOMA President Gregory Aboud said there were concerns which had up to that time not expressed about the arrest of the police commissioner,
Hold on.
and the questions about the importation of 2 sniper rifles for the SSA in 2023. Later on Friday, the Prime Minister Rowley told reporters at the commissioning of the fishing center in Moruga that the government had no role in the arrest of Yearwood Christopher. Asked on his thoughts about her arrest, the Prime Minister said, "My thoughts? It's not a good thought. I am a little bit disappointed. Whatever has happened, that has come to that. That is a senior officer like that apparently could run afoul of the law." He, however, expressed faith in the country's legal system, adding that Yearwood Christopher matter was no different. Yearwood Christopher was released from the St. Clair police station just before 6 p.m. yesterday. Aboud said the country had seen an impactful start to 2025, starting with the government's declaration of the state of emergency on December 30th, 2024, as it sought to reduce violent crimes. This was followed in early January by the Prime Minister's announcement that he would be stepping down from electoral politics, and Energy Minister Stuart Young had been chosen to succeed him. Aboud said he received calls from Barbados, St. Lucia about the arrest of the commissioner. It is making news everywhere in the world, and people are calling to find out from overseas. He suggested it was safe to state that January 2025 had been filled with many events, including a fostered leadership change, and combined impact had been created for concern about what's happening in TNT. I'm going to pause here because he said a lot. We're going to come back to some of what he has said. But I want to
Yeah, let's get this caller. Caller,
take the call. Go ahead. Take the call.
Caller, go ahead.
That's what you're going to get to me. And I'm going to me first thing to the start here. I'm calling from my phone call because WhatsApp is not working on your phone. I'm going to me. So I'm calling directly from my phone. One. Two. I'm going to me with all due respect. The financial rules, let me and all bringing in there because one, so I'm going to me. Although a lot of people want to get into the program and put in the system, but the financial rules, you want to take over your program. Three. I want us to talk about the more pressing issues. The government is factoring into the law, so that's exactly what I'm doing. They should start up from what is really going on. Because I'm telling you, yesterday, said there was not much pressure of evidence. Why are we running on that? Uncle Tony, we have to talk about the 19 million dollars we're going to pay Jamaica in gas and Jamaica war, and Jamaica is finding oil.
Exactly, that's right.
We also want to talk about the 2 point something billion dollars said with the oil, with the council asking why is the Delta finance not being investigated. So we stop right on that dog.
I fully agree with you.
Because you are appointed by them. And I want to tell the opposition today for not making any comments on it. Everybody made it talk to me, but no, she was not chance. So one was say no, sorry. I'm telling you, I'm already I wish I was in the country. Sue him. Because I am embarrassment. And then last but not least, insurance. After you have created the problem, will you be solution? Enjoying them.
Thanks, Mobile Defender.
Defender, I am in total agreement with what you would have said on every single point you touch on. Hence the reason why I raised the issue of the uncertainty creating concern. According to the business community, it's not just the business community feeling uncertain. The entire country is feeling uncertain. And for the Prime Minister, and I don't even know if we can call him that, because I don't even know if he has taken the decision to remove himself from Prime Minister, and Stuart Young is now in charge because he's acting very laid back when it comes to approach of these issues. You cannot say at an opening of a fishing depot that this is not a government issue, and the government, in other words, my words here, have no opinion whatsoever on what is happening with the police commissioner. Insane. The country was left to sleep for an entire night wondering what is happening because they arrested her on Thursday. On Friday, we woke up to hear that she was arrested. We wasn't sure if she was arrested or detained. We didn't know what was going on. Then there was a haphazard press conference with a lot of officers reading from a paper. No real information was given to us, so we didn't really get much to deal with. Then now we see that there is not one shred of evidence, according to an attorney. She's outside. It's like it's just like a comic show. This is like watching a series every single week. Is something happening in this place, and we have to talk about it. This is without having to have to discuss it on some wondering if you're going to upset and who you're not going to upset. No, we have to say it as it is. The country going down a road and we need to pull it back. And if this is too much for the Prime Minister, Keith Rowley, to address them, sir, you could take your leave now. We could go today. But to tell the nation in a time like this that, this is not a government issue. Of course it is a government issue. She's in charge of the police service.
Absolutely.
You are head of the National Security
And
Council.
he's,
At this point in time, you and Earl Christopher sit around a table and discuss national security issues. So now that you have given your opinion on her and you said that you are, disappointed in what is happening, are you still going to sit on a table with her as police commissioner? Are you going to remove her? Is the president given a new merit list? Are we going to see a new commissioner? What the hell going on? We're going down a road and it's like nobody wants to talk about it, Uncle Tommy. It is upsetting. It is sickening.
I'm not surprised because, like Wall Street always happens from the head.
So when you hear Doma and the chamber coming out and talking, they ain't talking just so because they are dealing with the business aspect of Trinidad and Tobago. You think any investor wants to come and invest in a country where the commissioner get locked up yesterday, where the prime minister don't have an opinion on the matter, where national security fall down in the state of emergency, we had triple murders, double murders, woman kill, boy kill, baby kill. You think anybody really wants to come and do business here?
Yeah, this is a jokey state of emergency because the amount of murders that are occurring is pathetic still.
Uncle Tommy, I'm saying that to say, and I'm extremely emotional on the issue because we have to live here. While the uncertainty is going on, we have to get up every day and try to function normal in this chaos and madness. Sometimes you feeling like you going mad. You, the regular citizen, feeling like if you going mad because you can't be seeing all of this happening every single day. You uncertain, you're leaving home and you're not sure what's going on. And you just don't know. And we need a break. What the hell? I literally have to stop myself from cussing and nearly cuss there on. And nearly cuss.
Well, I fully understand because I myself can't even believe that we're going on this way.
So Friday, nothing from the government or the Minister of National Security or the head of the National Security Council. Saturday, nothing again. Sunday, nothing again. Hopefully we go hear from them Monday. I don't know.
You see, like Mova Defender was saying, it's too much distraction. The real issues needs to be addressed. Because something has to be done about finance minister.
Take the calls, please.
Yes, you can call in. WhatsApp number is 973-609-6509. I hope it's working because it seems as though people are running into trouble.
Well, how did Financial Guru get in if it's not working?
I don't know. And he called on the WhatsApp.
All right, so somebody give us a test call.
It's not working as good as it should.
Give us a test call now. See if they're getting in at some point. Let me read some of the comments in the meanwhile on the chat. Slimy says Trinidad needs to legalize Bitcoin. That will spur the economy and encourage investors. Volkswagen says it took 10 years for people to get fed up? Question mark. All the writing was on the wall. CPT Singh says we must give Young a chance to fix Trinidad. Carol Hannibal says ISHA TNT is in a total mess and we knew it was going to end up with the results because of poor leadership, no vision. I kept saying this. People wake up and vote on policies and not party. All right, Volkswagen says, okay, good. He's saying, Aisha, what is your opinion? You have lent support for the present leader of the country. Clearly, a square peg in a round hole. I just gave my opinion. I think he's tired. I think he wants to go now. I think he should go now. If he is saying to us in the midst of all the madness that this happening here now is not really a government issue, and you brush it off as though it's a regular person that was arrested and not the head of the police service that sits in National Security Council, that says to me he not acting like if he's functioning on all cylinders. He not acting like he's functioning on all cylinders. And if he's not functioning on all cylinders, he need to go home and rest now. I gave my opinion. How again you want me to say it? Let him go home. Go home and rest. All right, so go ahead, Uncle Tommy. See if you're getting any calls on the inside. Leon Adams says, Aisha, are you saying all that, but you will support and vote PNM if the election was called now? People in this country should learn from the USA. Leon Adams, if the election is called tomorrow, you know who I go in and vote for? Ease up now, please. I tell you, I'm very emotional today on these issues because it's a lot. It is a lot. Normal people walking around the place feeling as though we mad, like we living in a mad house. Go ahead, Uncle Tommy. Sorry, I just ranting and all over the place.
Look, I fully understand because we're in a mess. We're in a quagmire. It's so sad. But it is what it is. Let me see what time it is.
Go ahead, see who it is. See if you get anybody in. This thing pissed me off all how I sit up waiting to hear a press conference from the government. I'm waiting for them to tell us, well, listen, we take notice of what is happening, and we are putting measures in place to ensure that the police service remains uncompromised, and the president has been, on alert, and we go nothing. We just sit down here wondering, so what happened now? We're going back to work Monday? What's going on?
They look like their plan's working. The attention has to be taken off of the finance ministry and put on the head of security. But the fact that she stood up to the fact to the comments made by the Prime Minister also put her in that light.
So that's my point. Now he has said he's disappointed in what has happened, resulting her. Is he going to sit with her in the National Security Council as commissioner? Or are we going to get a new commissioner? I don't know. I'm asking these questions because, as I said, I really genuinely don't know. Who's heading the police service today? Do we know? Is she still the commissioner of police with all of this hanging over her head? Do we know?
All I have to say is that the distractions are many, fast and furious.
It's an easy. The lines are open. We're hoping that you guys on the inside.
Somebody calling, but
see if you can get it.
I'm not sure if it's good. Go ahead. Caller, you're live. Caller, you're live. Sound like Anderson.
Oh, what did he say?
He said he'll call back.
Okay. All right, so let me read some of the comments while we await the calls. Michael says Erla will be under the bus collecting millions. Wait and see. Yes, she would be. That taxpayers have to find money to pay. So they go give me a ticket, they go give you a ticket, they go raise the speeding limit, they go set speed traps all over the country to get money to pay Erla. You pay it. Trust me, we'll pay. Take the call.
Calls are coming and they're dying. Aisha, go ahead.
All right, so let me read some more of the comments. Carol Hannibal says, hope Erla speak up and speak out. Do we like what the general auditor did? Don't destroy your character for sleazebags. Erla thought she was playing it safe. Erla thought if she just followed instructions, she'd be okay. But Erla don't understand. According to Basdio Pandey, politics has a morality of its own. All right, so Slimy says, if Stuart Young talks about Bitcoin, crypto, I'll throw my support behind him. What is your obsession with Bitcoin and crypto, Slimy? Let me hear about that. All right, Michael Lewis says Trinidad needs to get away from fat and jam. This is not the country I worked in and left. It's really bad. Well, really don't want to say much, but Trinidad people needs to seriously wake up. That's easier said than done. Half the people who fetting to not think about the madness in the country. Half the people that going out fetting and acting up, trying to get away from the madness. It's a brain cooler, it's a stress reliever from the madness. CJ says, Carol, when the carrot was offered to her, they were singing, we love you, so we take good care of you. Only the PNM has a plan. The plan was to throw Erla under the bus. That's easy, you know. Let me see if I get some more comments. Carmen Rampersad says his elevator not hitting all the floors. He malfunctioning. I think he's malfunctioning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi.
I agree with 100% of what you say. Because let me tell you something. When they're signing all these legislation and they see that they're not doing the proper thing for the citizens, these MPs, if they had any integrity, they would have resigned. The only person who resigned when they disagree with the Prime Minister was Lahant. So he still have a little bit of integrity. You see, when you become a yes man and a rubber stamp, you know the country is headed in chaos because you're just sitting there and seeing nothing. You see, we're so far down the precipice that it will take. You see, the zipline with the hand. We need all that zipline to pull you out from that precipice right now. Because we sink ourselves not only as a people, but financially. Look, we had to go to Jamaica to refine the oil. Super rich. And how much it costs? $80 million. And we don't have a forex shortage already. So the either doing business is non-existent in this country called Trinidad again. I still have people that have been rude. Might pull you out of the situation through a tourism. But if they continue getting find out from this RPNM government, then what the future holds, Mr. Tommy and Ms. Aisha, what is also, we think that this country needs to pull themselves out of this financial hole that we in, this deficit. You know, forget about them and UNC. What we need, what do you think we need to pull ourselves out of this financial deficit? You know the crime is a situation by itself. But the economics of Trinidad, if the economics of Trinidad fix, the crime will be fixed. So what do you think we need? And what is the solution that you guys think, you know, your opinions, to get us out of the school? So I'm going to listen.
Uncle Tommy, you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Keith Rowley acting as like an Indian Expo. You know them Indian Expo on them? Every day they're closing sale. Every day he's leaving. Every day he reminding us that he's leaving. And just saying go. Malfunctioning. A malfunctioning prime minister. A pissed to hell off. You stand up in the opening of a fishing depot, a fish market to tell we what happening with the commissioner is not government issue. So because it's not government issue, you don't really have an opinion on the matter. Hell I see in here in True Boy. Go ahead, take it. Take the call if you have.
No, I don't have a call.
Rock Hackshaw says
I don't have a call.
For serious people to step up and save this homeland. Stop this PNM versus the rest. It's about nation building. Rowley is going. Good riddance. Let's find someone with more class. CJ says, Erla thought she was dealing with people with integrity. People need to read before they sign off on everything. Erla thought she was being the proper yes person. And when you look at the timeline of events that Erla Christopher found herself in this country, they knew very well what they were doing. Erla, they renewed
Absolutely.
the contract just to do Erla what they do Erla. Erla just wasn't paying attention because Erla believes if she follows the rules, she's going to be okay. That's only when you're not dealing with gangsters. When you're dealing with gangsters, gangsters is gangster here. I'll say no more on that. A street person will understand that, man.
And Aisha, if anybody knows, you should, because you've been in there with them.
Gangsters is gangster here.
Let's see who this is. You're live on WZYE.
Good afternoon, Mr. Washington. What's
going on?
Oh, man. KFC?
But we are ready to talk about the good in this country, man.
KFC, you hear me clearly?
Tomorrow night we'll be on tomorrow night.
Alright. Right.
He shut down.
Okay. Well, for KFC to call, that means the WhatsApp was.
I don't know why the WhatsApp acting up.
You want to restart the phone? Is it time to cross the top of the hour yet? You want to restart the phone and come back?
It's just about the top of the hour. I'm gonna restart it. Let me do the top of the hour and then I'll restart the phone.
Play a song and thing to get you time to set up.
All right.
Yeah.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio.
In Trinidad and Tobago, politics was we and them. That was never meant to be so, according to the anthem. But ethnic insecurity was maintained to divide us by some people in the country to sow the seeds of distrust. But we have got a new system within the community. Now what used to be we and them has now become only we. From now on this nation is we. From now on it is you and I. From now on it is unity. From now on we flying high. All the races have come together to build a better country and create a brighter future for the whole society. The we and them thing is no more, because it is plain to see in this country from shore to shore the community is we. No more we and them. From now on this nation is we. No more we and them. From now on this nation is we and we and we and we. India and some came from Africa. Look today, their descendants are here, coexisting together. There are others who came here too, the Chinese, Syrians and such. Native people are just a few in this land that we love so much. But the politics of the day and the love for a party cause people to begin to say them is them and we is we. From now on this country is we. From now on we all shall be one. From now on that's how it shall be. From now on all division done. As today united we stand. The people of Trinbago, one country, one nation, one island. Chutney Pan and Calypso, it's Trinidad and Tobago, better known as TNT. And we want the whole world to know we see ourselves as we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. In this nation is no more, and Mother China done disappear, gone away for good, I'm sure. If we want to build a real nation, there can be no we and them. In spite of ethnic persuasion, all should fit in the system. Side by side we stand hand in hand within the society. This here paradise island, because you and I means we. From now on love and tears we. From now on race do not matter. From now on we means unity. From now on we are together. They cannot divide me again, cause we enter a new era. United we shall all remain, looking out for each other. Eric tell me matter they done. Today it is plain to see a new paradigm has begun, and that paradigm is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. Some politicians have tried their best to keep we subdivided, as their policies would attest. And now we are united, using that old colonial scheme. They sought to divide and rule, because if we are not a team, we are more easy to fool. Look, they had us fighting each other, causing misery and pain. Now all these times are gone forever, before never again. From now on Trinidad is we. From now on one philosophy. From now on Tobago shall be. From now on standing equally. No more African, no more Indian. We shall all be citizens, forced together to build one nation. Though we are different persons, done away with the we and them. In this land of Black Trinity, whenever we sing the anthem, from now on is only we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we.
Aisha, are you there?
I'm here. Are you
Aisha,
there?
are you there?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm here.
The phone lines are working?
Yeah, well, I did. I'm trying to. Somebody just sent me a text on my other phone saying, I've been able to reach you. I'm losing it.
Well,
No.
right? So you want us to try and see if they're going to get in now that it's restarted?
Yeah, they can try.
So try to call in, guys. Let's see if it's up and running.
Try calling again, whoever it is. Give it a shot. Let me see if Wall Street sent me anything. Got a call coming in. Welcome to WZYE. You're live. The WhatsApp not working? Alrighty.
I think you might have to delete the app and download it again. I'm not saying do it today, but I'm thinking if you're getting that much problems with the WhatsApp, you may have to delete the app and download it again.
Let me try. WZYE, you're live.
Good afternoon. You all good to me, Mr. Worship, where you are, and your beautiful, gorgeous, yeah. Mr. Sherelle.
Anderson will.
I go here normal call and I my data, don't know whether then I'll see what happens again. And then first of all, I shall get a few, but secondly, and most of all, I want to compliment my nephew. That is boss lady. And all that came together, we saw it unjust. With the tension and the arrest of Fela Christopher, and have Curry worried. So you have to take from there. Now, I can't give you all the full stories. But that Curry worried and he went to his boss. But probably she had to keep script lawyers there. So border flip, female to female, that government all black. And double court Africa, not you are we. As you wait for a proper investigation to find you disappointed in you, man. Don't even know I want to tell you politically about your mother and your father. You got man never like your own mother in Rowley. You have got about the time and the starting hand to go for a lot of people in Rowley. And so much I have said this afternoon. So much I have said this afternoon. And I come into you and don't just keep walking up people dreams. I wanted to line up my double solo. Or let alone so much, man. Someone was thinking, I want to understand if the animal and see. Continuing the work lines, you make it you're making me special and they're talking about this. You're making me so much more important. And anyway, I walk you to the artist, you mind the people who understand me. I really want to see. But I tell you pressure lines, when you're going to court me, you will be going as a normal civilian. So much of topics to deal with. All I want to play all your arresting. And you miss Martin. You're ashamed to put Martin by your name. You're storming your man office. You thought you would have just work. I want you to know. You got no Indian in your Ethiopian, Indian is an Indian. Before you and see, Indian is an Indian before you and see. Only African is not African before being an and see. Yes, I share you're saying something.
Aisha, you have a comment?
I was asking you how you're doing, Anderson. How's the family?
Aisha, man, doing so good at all, you. As I was going up hospital, taking a cool walk up Charlotte Street, all of my social media, I don't walk travel, but as rather you travel sometime, you can't go down through love. I don't know what people can pass and they can't pass, especially in the PNM constituency then. But since all years I've been around the hospital, and the message I've been to Mr. Rima, she came and talk about business on the radio. I want to tell me all what she has been telling me, and she said it's straight. Especially that one with the oil and the gas being refined in Jamaica. But I have a next video to sell out to. That oil, refining, that oil coming, you see, they have a sanction, as we all know, in Venezuela. I want you to know, Rowley, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, you and Hines, and Stuart Young, you see that oil is taken from Venezuela to pass through Jamaica? It's all you have to get a couple. When you see no scapegoat It's you people don't like Rowley. It's super violence. Was politically interfere with American before election. I tell you, ready for your mind. You should be ashamed. Richard Master support on you. Curry Master take your place. And your uncle gonna bring you in court. You don't shame on your head, chopping up on your head. And you go so less. You're a cocaine smoker. I want you to know that times. You fetch your lines. If unless you're a cocaine smoker. I'm coming back in, I'll bounce back in, see what I'm doing, what's supporting. Great to have you on the program, Aisha.
Thank you, Anderson.
All the best, Anderson. I hope you feel better. You're not well. Take it easy.
Wow.
So the WhatsApp still not working?
Yeah, the WhatsApp giving trouble.
Well, Professor should be back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, he'll be back tomorrow, God willing.
Okay, great. Well, we are inside the last and final hour, guys. Those of you who can call regular, call regular.
Number is 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509. And of course, this is Sunday Talk. Let's Talk Politics on WZYE 95.9.
Uncle Tommy, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
As someone who would have been around through a lot more governments than I have, you have seen Trinidad at its best, at its worst. See hope for Trinidad going forward?
Absolutely. All that has to happen is the fourth estate has to educate the masses.
Take the call. You can answer after.
WZYE, you're live. You're live.
I think that call dropped. You were saying something, Uncle Tommy?
Yeah. There is hope. As long as there's life, there's hope. Because when things hit the bottom, there's only one way to go.
Uncle Tommy, people go into the shop in Grenada who do not have oil and natural gas as their resource, and they get in US in the shop for change. Their national resource is nutmeg and spice. We have oil and gas, and we cannot find US nowhere in the country, Uncle Tommy.
All we need is good governance. Good governance will solve all of our issues.
But can we fix it in 5 years? That's the next question.
It may take more, or it may happen within. What we need is brilliant minds, and we have to take the risk. No risk, no gain.
All right. Okay.
What say ye?
I am very skeptical of this
The population just has to do the right thing at the next election. Get rid of this non-performing government that we have right now, and get something going that is going to take us to the next level. Because right now we are at the bottom of the barrel.
We're in a state of emergency, Uncle Tommy. And every time you open social media, you see boys thieving car, shooting people. It's as though they and all don't have respect for authority, you know?
Yeah, because the authority isn't really authority. They themselves are problematic. And it starts with the head, with the top.
I am really trying to be optimistic about bright days ahead for this country, but I'm going to be real with you because I would like to think that I'm a realist. I don't see it happening anytime soon. I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Unfortunately.
I think worse is now. Now is worse because if in a state of emergency, all these things are happening. We have to be in a worse state. And when it's worse, there's only one way it could go. It has to get better. And what would make it get better is that the population have to get rid of those who are charged with running our business.
Take the calls.
WZYE, you're live.
Today I give Mr. Tommy and Mr. ISHA. So Mr. ISHA, you hear me properly?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Right, so I agree with you. We don't take more than 5 years. But you know, I think what we Trinidad need to emphasize now, we need to diversify. So I think we should concentrate on Tobago. Try and fix the porting
Now, how do you concentrate on Tobago when Tobago has had enough of Trinidad? Tobago wants to cut ties. Tobago is tired of Trinidad using them. Tobago has their own thoughts and plans for the island. They fed up of having to come to Trinidad and beg for money every Monday morning. I have spent a lot of time in Tobago, considerable time with Trinbagonians, and they really don't want to do this twin island state thing anymore. So could Trinidad really depend on Tobago for survival?
Well, the first thing we need to do is to get rid of this PLM government and try and bring back a relationship with Tobago so that they'll have confidence back into the twin island. So this is the only solution I see, because we need to make tourism a big priority into the That's the only thing
to make tourism a big priority when every place we walk, it's filthy. Every place we go, it's filthy. You know, I think I want to find the proper word to say it. It's not, I don't want to say I'm scornful, but I like to see things done a particular way, right? That's just me, you know? And Trinidad, and by extension, some parts of Tobago is filthy. I went to Barbados already, and one thing I noticed as soon as I drive from the airport was the roads are immaculately clean. Grenada, East Caribbean, and Jamaica, the roads are clean. Certain parts of Jamaica, let me don't say it like it's the whole of Jamaica, but certain parts of Jamaica, the roads are immaculately clean compared to what we have here. So we have to find a way to tidy and make Trinidad and Tobago clean. The place stink.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the only way to do that is to get rid of this government and to let UNC come and bring back a relationship, because we could use Tobago as a big tourist destination. Coming to Tobago experience, you know, because look at the money Jamaica made on tourism last year. I think it was like $3 billion.
Because Jamaica, caller, made tourism a study. They have people going to school for it. They are training their population to function in the hospitality field. Trinidad and Tobago laid their eggs and their nest on oil and gas, and we thought about nothing else. So
yeah, and as I was saying, you know, we need to diversify, because sorry, you go ahead, Ms. Aisha.
If we have to depend on tourism, can we comfortably say we're going to be ready soon? We're going to have to do the same thing all the other islands do. We're going to have to play catch up. We're going to have to train our people in the hospitality field. So we mightn't be ready for it in 5 years. We might even be ready for it in 10 years. Customer service in the country sucks. We're locals. Like, we don't beat around the bush. We don't know how to talk to people. We don't know how to treat people. Customer service here sucks. So if we're saying that, sorry, go ahead.
Because so because to do visa business in Trinidad is something of the past, because Trinidad don't have nothing that would attract investors outside anymore. Because the only thing that you say invest, we want the industrial capital in the Caribbean. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. So as you see, we need training, and we need to get going at it as soon as possible, because the only thing that could bring back this country if we get the tourism in order, then we'll have investors coming in, and then we'll be able to be more appealing to the market to people to come to invest in Trinidad. So
thank you so much.
I agree with you 100%. This will take a long time, but I think we should start getting moving on it right now.
I don't want to rain on your parade, so I hear you. Thank you, caller. I hear you.
All right, no problem. Bye-bye.
But the reality of the situation is we have to do what works for us, and it may not be regular tourism. We may have to look at some form of cultural tourism and not necessarily natural beauty, because it's nice to look at what's happening in Trinidad when it comes to cleanliness and making it tourist friendly. The place dirty, it stinks. You know, I don't know how people saying that we don't have employment here when we could create employment by creating cleanup crews to tackle an area or district or street and maintain it and make sure it's clean. And I'm not talking about CPEP, to cut bush and to cut grass 2 hours a day and sit down for 6 and 7 hours. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people on the street twice, probably morning and evening, making sure that these streets are clean. That's a means of employment. Why can't we create crews that are across the country and clean it? All the beaches, we have people patrolling the beaches and cleaning it. Why can't we do that? We have to start somewhere. As much as you don't want to hear it, Carnival is a tourist earner. Do you know all these Caribbean people living in North America? Uncle Tommy could verify this. They replicate Trinidad Carnival in every state now.
Absolutely.
And originated with us. So if we're really serious about tourism, it may not be natural beauty. It could be cultural. We could have off-peak carnival activities and attract people to come here because we are the Mecca. That's who we are. We create it. Everybody copy. You know, we could use
true, because they took the land from Trinbagonian, and Trinbagonian had all that chickens, and they could have did something.
You know, when I think
making noise about it, Trinbagonian gets another Earl Christopher to head it, but I'll say no more on that issue. Go ahead, Uncle Tommy.
You know, when I think about Carnival, it reminds me, with me going to Brazil and going to the Carnival factory, that every week there's a show, there's a tourist product that they have. You as a tourist, any time of year, as long as you have the time, you can make it where you can enjoy some of Brazil's culture.
Heavy Duty and I had a talk show. We were co-hosts together. We talked about creating a carnival island, taking one of the little islands off of Chagaramas, Gasperi, or maybe Carrera, or one of the islands, and creating a carnival village where there is carnival-like activities all year round. Cruise ships can dock in the ports and take a shuttle over to the island. The tourists can go there, enjoy carnival-type activities, go back to their port of entry. And we do this every single month. Every month we have something. And we bring, you know, a currency or a U.S. revenue earner back to the country. We thought about all of this, but, you know, when we are two talk show hosts who nobody really cares the opinions of it, it doesn't matter. But there are certain things that we can do culturally to increase income in this country, but I don't think nobody's thinking along those lines. If it's not broke, don't fix it. People like Carnival, they like Trini style of enjoyment, they like to come here and party. Why can't we create that type of environment year-round for them and make revenue by it? Because the corn soup man will make it if he could go out to the island and sell his corn soup. The craftsman going to get business because he's going to go out there and sell. The tent man going to get business. The people who rent in the toilets going to get business. You understand? The mask makers going to get business. They're going to need people to make the mask. You understand what I'm saying, Uncle Tommy? Or if I'm talking too much, tell me.
Listen, I'm fully aware of what you're talking about, because all I think about is what I saw in Brazil. And if you want to do an experiment and need a wheel, you don't reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? And Brazil did exactly what we should have done, or we can copy if need be, because we have the product, we have this expertise, we have the skill sets, we have the personnel, we are able. We are just not willing.
That's it.
Which is really sad.
Because people get into office and instead of thinking about what is best for Trinidad and Tobago, they think about what is best for themselves
and their pocket.
Situation over and over again. And the real people who want to fix this country and to change this country, you know, we do not get the opportunity, unfortunately. But that's why I said to you, when I asked you, Uncle Tommy, what do you think about us if it's going to get better? And I said to you, I'm a realist and I do not think so. I don't think so.
I think it could happen if we wanted to. But like I always say, things have to get worse before it gets better. And if it's in a worse state now, then there's only one way to go.
It ain't easy.
Because at the end of the day,
go ahead.
People have to want better. If we desire to get better.
I saw an article yesterday in a Caribbean newspaper that talking about the most powerful passports in the Caribbean. And we were ranked at number 6 on the list. Barbados was number 1. Bahamas was number 2. And Guyana now was number 3. And it's going down the road of, you know, and I'm saying, look how far the mighty have fallen. You remember when small islanders used to come to Trinidad, and Trinidad was the little America to them. They used to come here and set up and know when they hear they reach.
Yep. Yep.
Look at how we have fallen. And the thing is, it didn't happen overnight. It was gradually drip, 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 till it filled the entire bucket. And we're looking back and wondering what happened. It's sad.
Well, if you keep the population in darkness, this is what happens. But if the people were enlightened, that's why I say, and I always say, the fourth estate has failed the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because after formal school, you're supposed to be educated by your media, and if your media is working against you, these are the results.
Paula Bailey says, ISHA Wells, I poured out thousands upon thousands of dollars on my daughter to get a degree in culinary management. Hotel school shut down. ISHA help. She never got to graduate. I did not know this, Paula Bailey. Could you email me at ishawells@yahoo.com, ISHAWELLS, all lowercase at yahoo.com, and send me the information. Paula says, bank loans, Susu, cash pan, I do everything. Hotel school just shut down. Last time I saw vine and bush growing over the school, ISHA help. I never got back a cent. Hotel school told my daughter to sign up for a rebate online. This they acknowledge that they received all the information my daughter sent, and up to now, no rebate, ISHA help. I didn't even know they shut down the hotel school. And this mother is saying that she would have find all sorts of means and ways to pay for her daughter to go to culinary school, only to have her graduate. I would like to know what your daughter is doing now, Paula. All these little opportunities for people, you know. Everybody fishing in the same pond, no opportunities, nobody thinking outside the box. Everybody can't be a doctor, everybody can't be a lawyer, but if we create a whole lot of opportunities that people can take advantage of, we would set ourselves on the right path. It's tiresome. It's really, really tiresome. But send me the information on email, Paula. I would love to see your situation and raise it on my Facebook page if I can, about what's happening with your daughter. Caribbean Soul says, ISHA, you know, hotel school also provided services for these training programs like CCC, etc. No, I did not know. I don't know a whole lot about hotel school. I'm sorry. I didn't even know that there was a school that called hotel school. Was that the name of it? What was the name of the school? If somebody could give me the name. Val Swang says, Uncle Tommy, I disagree with you. After formal schooling, we're responsible for educating ourselves.
Yes, but how do you educate yourself? You seek information from all sources. What I'm saying is that the fourth estate is supposed to do the right thing by the citizenry. And if the fourth estate is doing the wrong thing, then it doesn't contribute to your education, it contributes to your ignorance or miseducation.
Caribbean Soul says yes. I went to hotel school sometime in 2014 while I was going CCC in the culinary arts program. So what was the name of the school? Was it called hotel school? Um, Cool Running says she can get a job on a cruise ship as a cook. Yes, she can. Hey, Paul Saran in the comment section. Big up you, Paul. Trinidad and Tobago Hospitality Tourism Institute is the name. Thank you for telling me this, Paul. I really didn't know that such a school existed, and I need to find out why it was put out of commission. If we're talking about diversifying the economy and going into tourism and culture and the arts, then a school like this is needed. Michael Lewis says, well, who shut down the youth camp? Michael Lewis, who shut them down? Tell us in the comments. All right, so Richie Singh says they all playing like they don't know as they come off this chat or phone with back to their nasty ways. Watch the road rubbish nasty attitude all over in business. Yeah, the roads are horrible. The place horrible. I personally don't like to walk through Port of Spain. Port of Spain is a cesspool, is a dump. You're crossing over human feces, normal. The street smells horrible. The promenade, everywhere you look is garbage and rubbish. And when rain falls, you don't know where you're stepping on. It's an easy. I keep saying it's an easy, and I know it's probably sounding redundant. It's an easy, but it really ain't easy when you think about all the problems we have here. So when you see people go out and fet and having a good time, don't be upset with them. People really trying to ease the frustration from having to take on the madness all the time because it's a lot. It's a lot. Nigel John says Rowley closed down hotel school. It was under the UTT. Okay, I'll definitely look into that. Nigel. Valsong says the PNM objective has been to destroy everything and ride out. Caribbean Soul says the name is TNT Hospitality and Tourism Institute. Okay. Thank you for sharing this with me. So how long now it closed down, Caribbean Soul? Exactly what year? You have any voice notes? Could you play voice notes on the phone? Is voice notes coming through? Uncle Tommy? Hello? Uncle Tommy, you're hearing me? You seem to be frozen on the screen, Uncle Tommy. Can you hear me?
At this time, the challenges are much with my communication.
Okay. So I take it that voice notes are not coming through as either.
No.
All right. So send your comments in the chat and I will read it. We just have a few more minutes of the show left. Just a few more minutes. All right. Volsang says that reportedly the institute has been closed since COVID in 2020. Okay. So it's closed since COVID and did not reopen.
Yeah, but you when you develop a skill, you have to have an outlet for employment.
That's it. So that's what I'm saying. If we develop in the Tourism Institute, then we must have a connection between the institute and the hotels so they can take on maybe a bulk of the students coming out of the school. Like, let's just say Hyatt and Hilton and Marriott and all those brands, you know?
Hello? Yeah, hold on. Let me See if I can get you louder. Yeah, go ahead. You're live.
So, Mr. Isha, I have a question here, right?
Sure.
Hearing you, Mr. Isha?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Or you remember they had a TV series named Westwood Park?
Yep.
Yes, I remember.
So do you think that there's a form of advertising and a way for young people to make money that
I think so, and I'll tell you why. I think so, and I'll tell you why when you come off here.
All right, I'm coming off here right now.
Thank you. So, Uncle Tommy, I knew about Calabash Alley and Westwood Park and all of those programs, but I never looked at it while I lived in Trinidad. I'm going to be very honest with you because I was a child, I was too young. That didn't pique my interest. When I migrated to the US in my teens, my aunt, who I was living with at the time, had the cassettes. So remember when they had them Betamax and VHS?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
She had the cassette. So she used to put it on a Sunday after she come from church. And that is how I started to look at it. Because as I said, I was too young when they were playing and it didn't pique my interest as a child. And when I was looking at Beulah and all of them on Calabash Alley, and I became so homesick. That time I'm living in Bushwick. I was in Bushwick at the time, and I became so homesick, Uncle Tommy, just looking at the little lanes in Belmont and the galvanized houses, and I was like, I can't believe I never looked at this when I was home. You know, and I'm saying that to say that type of production would do well for Caribbean nationals living outside of Trinidad who still want to view Caribbean content. You know, maybe create a channel, a network for it. You know, see if we can make the quality and the grade enough that Netflix would want to take a series on it.
WZYE live.
Yeah, I'm going to come back in. But well, when you if you watching you watching video in your teams, how are you doing?
They don't need a damn place.
You know what I want?
Your bacchanalist. Moving defenders are bacchanalists, you know.
Oh yeah, well, there's room for everybody.
All right, so let me read some more of your comments. Caribbean Soul says there's a lot of different youth camps, religious camps, sports camps, etc. I know you're trying to say the UNC government closed down the camps, but you broad brushing all camps. Paula Bailey says they were having financial issues before COVID, unknown to many of us. Everything was looking so normal. But why take poor people money? But the one in Tobago still open, ISHA. Help, I live in Mova. Paula, I tell you, email me your information. If you still have your receipts as to what you paid this financial institute, send me everything. Send me your proof. And let me see if I can make it public on my page and get some redress for you. Yeah, so send me a Paula. I would definitely raise it for you. Paula says the hotel school in Tobago is still functioning. Nothing to do with COVID, Aisha. Okay, understood. Slimy says, I can't wait until AI becomes sentient. Who's that? The columnist model fights in the capitalist. Oh, okay. Guys, come on, we're on the home stretch. Just a few more minutes to go. Send the comments, I'll read them. Call if you can. How did Mova Defender get in? Via WhatsApp or regular calls, Tommy?
Looks like he called regular.
Okay, so the WhatsApp definitely and give you an ease up during the show.
Yeah, what's up, and doing what it's supposed to do.
Gotcha. Anything you wanted to add, Uncle Tommy? I know I've been going on and on since I started.
That's good. Let me see who this is. WZYE Live.
Yeah, good evening again, Mr. Tommy and Mr. Abiga, because I know I had a call in because I know people can call in just to get my point of view because of time. So, Mr. Aisha, the reason why I see that, right, I have a lot of YouTubes, right, and that's where I saw it from. And there's a lot of Trinidadians who live in America here who do videos, and you know, they do the folklore with the larger bless and the dwayne and what do you call it? So whatever. And they get hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube. So people are interested in looking at it. So this is something that we could look into. And as you see, have a special channel, both locally and internationally, and start doing it to a standard that is accessible to the people, and you know, you promote the culture, the folklore, and different things that is happening in the culture in Trinidad. And as you see, Netflix is always willing to take, once its full quality is very high of standard, and they will take it, and all that is part of employment, you know, going into the field of drama and arts and acting, and there's a lot of opportunities for young people. Because those videos on YouTube with all these folklores and different things get hundreds of thousands of views, 400, 500, 600,000, and they got like 50, 100, and 100 and some subscribers. So, you know, that's why I bring it up for, to look understand.
What's it, Aisha?
What he says makes a lot of sense. Just recently, I see the National Library does a series on their social media, giving eyewitness reports of dwayne sightings or mermaid sightings. Older folks giving their story on those folklores, and I look forward to reading it every Friday. It's on a Friday. The library page puts it out on Facebook. And I like them kind of thing, Uncle Tommy. I like to hear them kind of stories. As a child, I love to hear about duendes and those type of folklore. And I'm thinking there's still a market for it. Because all Caribbean people can you know, resonate with Sukunya and Laja Bless. We know about those things all too well. So I totally agree with what he is saying. We have to think outside of the box and create avenues in order to push our country forward. And content creation is the new goal. Everybody have a phone. Everybody have a camera. Everybody on TikTok and all these apps doing nonsense. Why not make it make sense? If that makes sense.
Yep.
And you wanted to add anything, Uncle Tommy?
Not at this time.
Well, you know, it was a pleasure working with you. I always enjoy working with you, Uncle Tommy. I think you're very knowledgeable on the issues. You're not one to sleep on. You just look like you're quiet, you know, but you're very, very knowledgeable on issues.
I try my best. The only thing I have, some of the technical issues are challenging.
I know. I definitely know. But I look forward to hearing you guys on a Sunday. If I get through to listen to you guys in the week, I usually do. You know, since I've been off of radio and talk show, I started to do more listening, because when you're in the talking seat, you don't really listen. So, you know, I like to hear the different views and opinions. And you won't believe, now that I'm listening to talk show, I'm asking myself how I did it all these years. 17 years in Uncle Tommy. My
Wow.
second was a year when I went into talk show. He's 18 now. 17 years of talk show.
Wow. That's
Yes,
not a week.
You know, nobody.
That's not a weekend.
Old. Yes, 17 years of talk show, Mover Defender. I'm old.
Mover Defender have it in for you, you know.
I don't know what KTP white follower.
You would know.
Every breadfruit tree and move on TP breadfruit. So, okay, Paula keeps sending information. Paula, send it to me via email, love. She says, God, Aisha, God is my witness. I am a daughter, oh, not a cent. The mistake I made, I paid for all her fees up front. 4 terms, Almighty God is my witness, TNT and US dollars. How can I get on to you? Via email, aishawells@yahoo.com. Aisha, ISHAWELLS, all lowercase, at yahoo.com. Paula says, Aisha, first term I paid $17,000 plus US. The second and third term, same term for $12,850 plus US dollars. I'm really sorry to hear that, Paula. Please send me all your receipts and give me dates and times so when I post the information, I would be accurate. Because when I post something, I just get action. It doesn't like me to post it, Uncle Tommy.
I hear you. So do what you have to do. Let me see who this is. WZYE. You're live. Anderson?
I know Kunji and everybody listening, KSC, Brooklyn, just, we saw a little distorted today. Just a little bit of empty callers calling especially. Well, it's much to talk about a second, but when it comes to friend and larger bless and Fukunian thing, the government will not take care of them. This government official from now, we go straight back to hands. You don't see them.
What the hell is this?
No, people listen all over. When I say Hines, people will feel. I have two neighbors. I have TG Hines, TG Maria Hines, as a neighbor called by me. Then we have Marlon Hines, that's my neighbor. I talk about Social Hines, the Minister of National Security, for the last few days, politically. Hines is also. Now, ISHA will be the MP for Lavender West, that's all.
Sorry, give me that. What did you say?
His MP is the MP for Lavender West.
If Hines is the MP for Lavender West?
I live in the town.
Right, that's the B-term, yes.
Yes, so, yeah. I want to have AIDS, but HIV, however, they is for it. Because also the insurance is alleged talk on the ground. Right? Talk on the ground is yeah, AIDS bill. Talk on the ground to also in the smoke. And I want you to know, blood thicker than water. You're picky here. It's how small you're getting to. You have people listening. You have people listening. So I need to tell you these things. Now, I want you to put 2 doubles in one hand and 2 solar in next. Yeah? Once you demit and come out of office. You come out of office soon, I'm telling you. And that's why people crying on your head. You're politically accused against the victim. But then between the left politically, let me take my time to people that you're not good. You sexually, politically abuse the young ladies of victim. You have one working chief office. Remember when you tell the chief of chairman and the son is no longer the worker? But the chief of chairman is called my family. They don't done same things. Everything you do is very sorrow right now. A shame you're asking. As Pinky said, a little boy born with your coast. You also alleged, you know Richard now said that, you know. It also alleged that I said, you send police to kill him, you know. But I'm pretty sure, man, I don't know, every time she see me, she said, I tell you. She said, I wonder if you think about the time here. I don't like a big onion for you now. You frighten me. They're going to stop back. Once I spend time in space, and I spend time in Tobago. When I'm a street talk for money in my life, it's on space right Tobago. I tell you, if you fight me, meaning you're afraid me. Meaning you can't get nobody to do nothing. You can't send police to lock me wrong for anything whatsoever. You cannot touch me. It's saying, if nobody ever want you sexually abused politically, yeah, the girl from the DC, Susan. Yeah, you push it on your office. And you will never see God's face. Airlines, the Minister of National Security for Trinidad and Tobago, you will never see God's face. My name no way in a report is station diary. And the fluency name is no way there. But I don't know you see your as usual. I love my yellow. Have a UNC class flying high by my place. I'm proud. I'm proud. But when UNC win, everybody does win. When UNC win, Sharon does win. When UNC win, pensioners does win. When UNC win, the school feeder program does win. When UNC win, scholarship. When UNC win, sportsmen does win. And when UNC win, tournament and soccer artists does win. You on this nasty. When I'm saying to be black people, you on this dirty, nasty Prime Minister. You are when you make people they're not a choice what they move here. Because no who's spiritually telling them to move here. But if they didn't move here, charity and they were going to lose. But people have a love for Korean, because people actually hate you and I think about only religion and politically. There was my 4 morning. I think when you put a school gun by your work, but by 9 street corner, you sit on your class, and you say, it's me, Heinz. You don't know, come out from my jail. Or you can see God's face. Or you can see God's face. You face your life. You will just see God's face. You will feel like you won't come down and you're the clouds, the sky, politically.
And that's not leave it
And
there.
also politically, the body. It's so much I want to tell you. I want to find out, as might be before you after a month or days. I want to end your age before you make up it. Because I tell you, and people troubling me when I walk in the road and tell me, go on the film, you ain't be your age. You ain't be the smoke cocaine. So I want to know this thing about you. And I want to know politically and start on you to put 2 doubles in one hand and 2 doubles in the other. I love my doubles.
Anderson, thank you.
All right, so we could probably start to do our closing comments. Just a few more minutes left.
Before we do that, let me do this right here, right quick.
Sure.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
Okay, Aisha, go ahead.
Great. So let me do my closing comments. Before we leave, I'd like you to play the Chris Allen song, Uncle Tommy. Do you have it lined up?
Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if it's in this. Let me see something.
Okay, well, let me do my comments while you get it together. I want to thank the listeners of WZYE 95.9 FM for allowing me the opportunity to sit here with you today. Thank you so much for giving me a listening ear. To those of you who called in, some of you spent your hard-earned money to call in. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening to us. Uncle Tommy, it's always a pleasure sitting with you. Wall Street, be safe, keep good. Until next time, bye. And I'm waiting for my song, Uncle Tommy?
You took me off guard. I have to look because I don't know exactly where it is.
No problem. You take your time. I'm out.
All right. I thank you, Aisha, for spending time with us. It was real. It was live. See if I find this Kurt Allen song. Let me see if Wall Street left it where I could find it. Aisha, you threw me a curveball there, girl. I'm looking for it. Looking for Kurt Allen. I'm not sure exactly where it is. So I'm all over the place looking. Meanwhile, I'll play appreciation while I look. Let me do the ZYE. The top of the hour first.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
I see any Kurt Allen, but let me start off with this. Like I always say, you have to become the change you want to see. You, man in the mirror. However, if you don't like what you see in the mirror, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you give them a hand up. Thank you for being with us this evening. I know things didn't work out as smoothly as you would have liked it to. But hopefully on tomorrow's show, God willing, we will pick up the pieces. Till then, love you all. Be safe. See you on tomorrow's show, God willing.
Strive to be happy, relentless search for luxury, in search of peace and happiness. The human mind wouldn't rest. A constant nag within we soul, demanding respect from the world. We get the urge in different form, but luxury is the norm. Money is very essential, but can't buy peace of mind at all. We still like dogs without a bone, if we have the money alone. Because appreciation plays on the human mind.
People of Trinidad and Tobago, you see these lying politicians? It's a disease.
Oh boy. Or